1980 today, my little friend. You weren't even thought of then. And neither were you. But we had fun in the 80s. We had fun.
I said you'll have fun, and I won't disappoint you.
Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demons, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan. Welcome to Wax Night. Pee-wee's eating. Sorry. And we don't normally feed her on a tub. Her high-rise feeding bowls were destroyed in the flood. The reason we're upstairs, so we make do. Welcome to Wax Night. And all day long today, I've been on a huge 1980 kick, and it really got me thinking about Peter Criss's departure in 1980. Made me pull out this, one of my favorite records in the collection, the Mexican version of Out of Control, with the hype sticker stating ex-drummer of Kiss, and I love the back. That includes the solo album artwork. So cool, and it's 1980s for me. Even 1980s music today, so, which is kind of fitting since they just released Asylum off the soundboard. Perfect segue into Hot Face. So my Hot Face this week is obviously 1980, which in Kiss world means Australian, Aussie, 1980. Freaking love it. And I remember when the Inner Sanctum video arrived at my house from Peter Arquette. Danny and I had never seen the whole thing, just the bits and pieces off of Exposed, and we put that thing in and got to see a bootleg version of that TV show, and literally it changed us. It opened our world. Our world was, you know, St. Joseph, Missouri, Kiss magazines. This is all we know. Then we found out there was a whole other fun section of Kiss collecting, 1980 Australia.
And then there's the merchandising. The merchandising of Kiss products pulls in a mind-boggling $30 million per year. Products include makeup kits, posters, t-shirts, belts, belt buckles, caps, comic books, ice creams, books, badges, jukeboxes, life-sized lookalikes, masks, and even pinball machines. The group has taken the merchandising to its logical extension.
And I remember for the longest time, the only Australia piece I had was a poster of the People magazine cover, probably from a magazine like 89, 90, one of those collector magazines, and hung that thing on my wall for the longest time because that symbolized everything I loved about Kiss. That 1980 Australia era is very Woolworths. Danny and I got super nerdy with it and like incorporated bubblegum, strawberry Kool-Aid, and those ice pops to that era. We would enjoy ice pops watching Inner Sanctum. I always had grape for Paul. Danny always had red for Gene. We would make strawberry Kool-Aid and we would just immerse ourselves in 1980 Australia. So that is my hot face this week, 1980 Australia. What is your hot face? Leave those comments below. And mine wraps up into our topic today, 1980 Australia. And this totally just jogged my memory. I'm such a dork. At one time, I made a flavor icebox into an unmasked Kiss flavor icebox. So you have the front with Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter, the unmasked logo, the side, the back, of course that famous album art, unmasked logo on the side there, and then the front, or the top, Kiss flavor ice. How fun would these have been in your grocery store, 1980? So I vowed very early on that I would collect 1980 Australia. That would be one of my rabbit holes, my niches. That would be where I would go, 1980 Australia. When I became a collector, I guess we're always collectors, right? But then we like grow into the game a little more. It's funny because now my niche is Dynasty and Unmasked. So kind of come full circle. One of the funnest pieces anyone can add, of course, is the Chewop. Mine did not come with the bubble gum. It was an empty container, but there's the back, and then of course on the inside you have the Army enlist form and then the lyrics to Shandy. But that is always a fun piece. As we always say, very Woolworths. Picking this up 1980 in a Woolworths with your mom running errands. Enjoy that bubblegum, kids. Another reason we associated bubblegum to Unmasked 1980. And the Chewop isn't really, I guess, tied to Australia, just kind of associated to it because of Unmasked. But venturing down that Australian rabbit hole as a kid, as a youngster, well, as an adult, but a younger version of me, the Maybelline bag number 6 was a fun ad. I love the fact that they did this too. This just reeks of Kmart, Woolworths, your sister even getting into Kiss collecting, and I love these bags. I would love to add the rest of the bags, but as we see, they are Slayer Forever prices, and one day. You enjoying yourself down there? And then the creme de la creme for me and Australian merch is the Lady Jane combs. I've never been able to obtain a Lady Jane tray. They're extremely fragile, and when you do find them, they're either very Slayer Forever prices or they're completely destroyed. And shipping a Lady Jane tray would be a fearful experience because they are so fragile. But I do love the combs. The maroon with the black logo, the white with the red logo, one of my favorites. The black with the silver logo, another one of my favorites. The black with the red shiny logo, awesome looking. White with black, and then red with gold, and this one just reeks of your sister. Also dabbled into the gold coins, the Aussie coins. Those were a lot of fun. I would love to get some ads of those. The ads are even more fun. Very, remember when we were kids and Long John Silver's had that treasure chest that you could get toys out of? That's what this reminds me of. And for that reason alone, I've always kind of loved that. Remember the crunchies at the bottom of the Long John Silver boxes? Those were the best. I'm having hot face for Long John Silvers today. But, because we're close to Easter, a lot of people are eating fish. The gold coins are super cool. I know there's a few variants of the gold, and there's a silver coin too. I only have one gold coin. I believe FL Dog has all the variants. Correct me if I'm wrong. These are super fun. And there are 3 different versions of this. The version I have, I refer to as Slender Face Eric. There is an Eric with an afro, and then there is an Eric with a wider face. So I have Slender Face, Neat Afro, and wider face. And here's the back. Little logo. Lots of fun. Long John Silver's fun. As I mentioned, the Woolworths of Kiss. This is one of my favorite Australian scores ever. And it is the diamond print book labels. Freaking love these. I'll put a better picture up, of course, so you can see in more detail. But there is nothing that screams elementary school Kiss fan more than book labels featuring Kiss, featuring 1980 Kiss, and then sheet 2 featuring more of the kind of unmasked Dynasty era shots, superhero shots if you will. I love, my favorite of course would have been Ace as a kid and Gene, perfect. And then my favorite of the logos, I think I would definitely have to go with the one with the band inside the logo. That's just super cool. But these are just so much fun. I mean, you talk 1980 Woolworths Australian childlike fun. It's this. Which leads us into the most recent score of Australian fun. More diamond print stickers. And I have no words how much I love these. These are just, again, Woolworths childlike fun. You'd grab these, you would put them on your dresser at home, you would put them in your locker at school, you would put them on your Trapper Keeper. It's just that 1980 magic that I absolutely love. And my first purchase, of course, had to be this one because it features a Dynasty era kiss with Peter Criss. And here you have the diamond print bags. These came on a giant board. I'll throw up pictures of all this and the board. I don't have the board. The board would be a super fun ad to accomplish, but until then, we'll just carry on having fun with these logo and Dynasty. And then this is very cool. There is a version with Eric, but I only have the version with Paul or Peter. But some Dynasty era, again, photos. Never knew how big these were. These are a lot bigger than I thought they would be. Diamond print bag, again, cool ass Dynasty era tour book photos with autographs. And then this one, man, I had sticker books when I was a kid. I've been a collector all my life, and sticker books were huge to me. The more glittery a sticker would be, the more I loved it. And that's why oh my gosh, I love this one. The Kiss logo, and then that 77 Mylar shot of Kiss. But that right there, that glittery holographic feel. There's a name for this, I need to figure it out, but diamond print stickers. Oh gosh dang, I love those stickers. This, man, that logo sticker would have gone on my bike. Definitely gone on my bike. The band photo would have gone in my room. But had I been a kid, 1980 Australia, I would have been all over these. And these just make me smile because it is the 1980 fun that I love. Speaking of fun, today's entry of Rock and Roll Night and Journal Every Day, April 4th. Did you ever have to hide your passion for Kiss from your parents or friends? How did you overcome this obstacle? When I first became a Kiss fan, yes, I did have to hide it from my mom because she believed they were satanic. Crazy, I know. It was 1988, but 700 Club easily persuaded mom. She thought they were satanic. So I wanted to hide anything risque from her. And when I purchased Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits, I couldn't drive. So she had to drive me to Record Warehouse. And it was a long box and it had that hype sticker on it. That hype sticker that read as such: 15 songs including 2 brand new tracks. Let's put the X in sex and you make me rock hard. I did not want her seeing that because I did not want this taken away from me. So I pretended to tie my shoe, reached in the bag, ripped off that sticker, stuck it to the inside of the bag, and like clockwork, because I knew what was going to happen, when we got in the car, she wanted to see the CD, and she pulled it out and looked at the long box cover. It was just this. She didn't look at the track listing. Thank the Lord. And I am still a Kiss fan today. A fan of satanic Kiss, because they are satanic. Speaking of hiding things from my parents, when I was in high school, my first X-rated tape I called Monsters of Rock 87 Europe. I still have the VHS. I blocked out. I don't even know who I got this from. Probably like a friend who stole it from their parents, but title blocked out. Monsters of Rock 87 Europe. Guaranteed not to be viewed by your parents, but it's a full-on, how many minutes is this? I don't know, but it's a full-on, it even says it here. Look at that. Little Rick drew that when he was in high school, or wrote that when he was in high school. Monsters of Rock 87 Europe. Things you gotta do when you're a kid. Kids today have it so easy. They don't even have to do anything. It's all on their phone. Screw you kids. We were imaginative. we were sneaky bastards.
And you all are lazy bastards. Thank you for hanging with us tonight and waxing a little rock and roll nostalgia with us here in the Wax Night House. Be good to your babies. Spay, neuter, microchip. Take care. Be safe. We'll talk to you soon.